Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aqilah binti Amreen and our group is the new executive of IHS Healthcare Berhad, and we'll be presenting about IHS Healthcare Berhad report. So let's begin. Do you know that IHS Healthcare Berhad is Asia's largest private healthcare group and an international private healthcare group that focus on upmarket health services? To add, it provides a comprehensive range of integrated healthcare services from clinics to hospitals, as well as highly specialized care and a wide range of acute medical services. On the other hand, it is headquartered in Kuala Lumpur and has operations in Malaysia, Singapore, Turkey, India, Greater China, including Hong Kong, Asia, and Central Eastern Europe. Besides, the organization employs over 65,000 people across 80 hospitals in 10 countries. In addition, it is traded on the Bursa Malaysia and Singapore exchanges. Until now, IHH has grown significantly in India and mainland China in recent years. Behind the company, there is a great man named Dato Muhammad bin Hashim, who is the chairman of IHH Healthcare Berhad. Next is an operating segment. Is a component of an entity that engages in business activities from which it may earn revenues and incur expenses, including transactions with other components of the same entity. The second one is whose operating results are regularly reviewed by the entity's chief operating decision maker to make decisions about resources to be allocated to the segment and assess its performance. The third one will be for which discrete financial information is available. Factors to consider having a segment reporting. The first one, nature of product or services, which is provide premium healthcare and services. The second one, types of customer, which is from medium to high income. The third one will be method to distribute product or services, which is hospitals. So moving on to the type of segment, which is a business segment. It is a part of a company that can be distinctly separated based on its products, services, or geographical locations it operates in, which is such as healthcare services, education service, management fees, sale of development properties. So for the geographical segment, based on the geographical location of operations, as for IHH Healthcare Berhad, it includes different regions such as Malaysia, Singapore, India, and Greater China. Furthermore, as for IHH Healthcare Berhad, the board determines the strategic direction of the company, ensures the necessary resources are in place for the company to meet its objective, and also monitors the management's execution of strategy and financial performance. Senior management guide the group's economic, environmental, and social strategic decisions to achieve constant and sustainable business growth. Next is Chief of Decision Making and its responsibility. The term Chief Operating Decision Maker identifies a function, not necessarily a manager with a specific title. That function is to allocate resources and to assess the performance of the operating segments of an entity. Often, the chief operating decision maker of an entity is its chief executive officer or chief operating officer, but it may be a group of executive directors or others.
My name is SAFIAH binti KHAIRUL, and I will be representing on the process of how to identify reportable segments. According to MFRS 8 operating segment, an entity shall report separately the information about an operating segment that exceed the quantitative threshold. Therefore, there are three types of tests that can be chosen in order to identify whether the segment has exceeded the threshold or not. The first one is revenue test, where we will calculate if reported revenue from sales, the combination of external and inter-segment transactions, is 10% or more than the combined revenue for all operating segments. Next is profit or loss test, where the absolute amount of each reported profit or loss is 10% or more of the greater of. First one, the combination profit of all segments reporting profit, or the second one, the combined loss of all segments reporting losses. And the last test, we have asset test, where we will calculate whether the asset of the operating segment is 10% or more than the combined assets of all operating segments. For IHH Healthcare Berhad, we decided to use the revenue test. Therefore, we will total up each operating segment's revenue, the external and internal revenues, and divide it with the total revenue of all operating segments as a whole. And based on our calculation, we have 5 reportable segments that consist of Singapore with 30%, Malaysia 16%, India with 22%, PPL others 15%, and lastly Equidem Holdings CEE with 25%, while the balance of 4 other segments are non-reportable segments as they did not meet the threshold criteria. The next step, once reportable segments have been determined, the entity should also ensure that the total external revenue attributable to those reportable segments is at least 75% of the entity's total revenue. Hence, we will use the 75% rule, which we will total up the external revenues from Singapore, Malaysia, India, PPL others, and Equidem Holdings CEE, resulting in a total of 15,841,477,000. And we will take that sum and divide it with the total revenue of 17,131,763,000, and thus we will get the final answer of 92.47%. Moving on, constructing a new segmental report. Since there are 4 non-reportable segments available as they did not exceed the threshold criteria, they can still be designated as reportable segment, which we will combine the revenues that attributable to those reportable segments to those non-reportable segments into one segment and disclose it as all other segments category.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NURIN binti NURUL IHSAN and my matrix number is 2021864684. Today, I'll be presenting the advantages and disadvantages of segment reporting. The first advantage of segment reporting are they have a better analysis of risk and return. Secondly, segment reporting helps an unable user to predict future probability. And the third advantage is segment reporting helps in better understand of an organization performance. However, there are also disadvantages of segment reporting. Segment reporting often have a problem in misinterpretation. Secondly, they often have problem in inter-segment transaction, and the most problematic is they have a problem in allocation problems.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURIN Aqilah binti NAZIM and I'm from class AC2204C. My student ID is 021897758. Thank you. Part B, Interim Report. Basis of preparations of Interim Report. The consolidated interim of financial reports are accordance to MFRS 134 of Interim Financial Reporting. Since IHH Healthcare Berhad does not all of the information that are required full annual financial statement. IHH Healthcare Berhad uses discrete method due to the interim of the periods are separated and the reports are prepared on periodic basis. 2 types of accounting policies used in preparing interim report of IHH Healthcare Berhad. First of all, it's MFRS 116 Property, Plant and Equipment. Second of it is MFRS 138 Intangible Asset. For MFRS 116 PPE, Property, Plant and Equipment, the depreciation is recognized on a straight line basis over the estimated useful lives of each component. For MFRS 138 of Intangible Assets, it is identified as a non-monetary asset that has no physical substances but are expected to benefit the company for more than 1 year. There's 2 types of intangible assets, which is finite useful life and indefinite useful life.
IHH Healthcare Berhad prepared its interim reports in quarterly form, whereby we have quarter 1 from 1st January to 31st March, Quarter 2, 1st April to 30th June. Quarter 3, 1st July until 30th September. And lastly, Quarter 4, from 1st October until 31st December.
According to MFRS 134 of interim reporting, the current and comparative periods were prepared by IHH Healthcare Berhad will be measured using the fourth quarter. For current periods, statement of financial positions. It is from 1st January 2021 until 31st December 2021. For statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, for 3 months ending, it is from October till December. So the current period is from 1st October 2021 until 31st December 2021. For 12 months ending, which is from January to December, it starts from 1st January 2021 until 31st December 2021. Statement of changes in equity, which is 12 months ending, it is from 1st January 2021 until 31st December 2021. For statement of cash flows, 12 months ending, it is from 1st January 2021 until 31st December 2021. Comparative period. For statement of financial position, it is from 1st January 2020 until 31st December 2020. For statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, 3 months ending from October to December, it is from 1st October 2020 until 31st December 2020. For 12 months ending, it is from January to December. It is from 1st January 2020 until 31st December of 2020. For statement of changes in equity, it is 12 months ending, which starts from 1st January 2020 until 31st of 2020. Lastly, statement of cash flows, which is 12 months ending. We start with 1st January 2020 until 31st December of 2020.
IHH Healthcare Berhad financial year ended on 31st December. It is the company practices to present its quarterly interim financial statements. The first adjustment made by the company is through the inventories. The price of its inventories keep on varying each year, as at 31st December 2020, its inventory cost is 540,562,000. The net realizable value of the inventories is 420,153,000. However, on 31st December 2021, the cost of inventory is 435,650,000 and the expected net realizable value of the inventories at 31st December 2021 is 455,065,000. The value of inventories is recognized at whichever is lower between cost and net realizable value. At 31st December 2020, the cost of inventory is 540,562,000, while its net realizable value is 420,153,000. The value of inventory should be written down at net realizable value, and its loss of inventory of 120,409,000 will be recognized in statement of profit or loss. While at 31st December 2021, the cost of inventory is 435,650,000 and its net realizable value is 455,065,000. The value of inventories should be recorded at its cost. The loss of inventories that previously had been recognized in the statement of profit or loss should be reversed back. The second adjustment made by the company is through their loans and borrowings in the current liabilities. The note stated that loans and borrowing decreased due to the repayment of bank loan. We can see the difference in the third quarter of 2021 and the fourth quarter of 2021. The third quarter of 2021 stated the number of 1,428,006,000 and the fourth quarter stated the number of 1,237,427,000, which resulted the repayment amount of 190,579,000. In this slide, we have included the extract of statement of financial position as at 31st December 2021. We also have included the difference in before and after the adjustment is made. Inventories in the current asset shows the number of 472,206,000 in the before adjustment is made, and after the adjustment is made, the number changes into 455,065,000. The loan and borrowing in current liability shows the number of 1,428,006,000 in the before adjustment. After the repayment is made, the number changes into 1,237,427,000. With this, our presentation is ended. Thank you. Bye.